You know, in the world of finance, there's this quiet revolution happening, and it's making entire skill sets completely obsolete. Today, we're going to dig into a program that was literally built to tackle this huge shift, this move from old school accounting to the data-driven analytics that companies are desperate for right now.
So let me just start by asking a pretty tough question. And this is for everyone. Whether you're a student or you've been in the field for years, is what you know, your degree, your current skill set, is it really ready for 2026? Because the corporate world is changing way faster than most people think.
And that really brings us to our first big point. The old role is dead. I mean, the traditional job of an accountant, the one we've all known for decades, it's fundamentally gone. The skills that got you in the door yesterday, they just won't cut it tomorrow. Think about it. The old way was all about being a junior accountant or a tally operator, right? Your job was to follow rules by rote. But what companies need in 2026 is completely different. They're looking for people who can execute complex corporate finance tasks, who actually understand analytics, and who operate with a compliance mindset, not just someone who's memorized a bunch of regulations.
This really just hits the nail on the head. If your skills start and stop with traditional accounting, well, you're at a serious disadvantage. The market has moved on, and what it demands now is a kind of hybrid professional. So what's missing? What is this big gap? Well, it's the corporate skills gap. It's this giant chasm between what universities are teaching and what big multinational corporations are actually hiring for right now.
And here it is. This is the corporate wish list for 2026. Companies need people who have deep knowledge of ERP systems. We're talking SAP, Oracle. They want practical data analytics skills. Can you use SQL? Power BI? They're looking for a real understanding of AI and finance, the ability to tell a story with data, and expertise in internal reporting. Seriously, how many of those can you confidently check off?
This brings us to a really simple formula for being employable today. Success in 2026 isn't about just one thing. It's this powerful combination of practical execution, being data literate, and having a deep understanding of corporate systems. That's the trifecta that'll get you hired.
And this is exactly where the AIMATRIX program enters the picture. It's designed to be a direct solution, a bridge across that skills gap, built specifically to take you on that journey from doing accounts to mastering analytics.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's a 4-month hybrid program. Its entire focus is on building professionals who are corporate ready from day one. It covers the 5 key pillars: accounts, tax, ERP systems, data, and the decision systems that drive modern business.
Now, the way they teach is absolutely key, because this isn't just theory. 60%, a huge chunk of the program, is all about hands-on practical work with real-world tools. The other 40% covers the essential business context and compliance you need to apply those skills effectively. It's the what and the why.
Okay, so how does this transformation from accountant to analyst actually happen? Well, the program breaks it all down into a really structured 5-phase journey.
It all starts by modernizing those accounting foundations. Then it moves into the practical side of tax and regulations. Phase 3? That's a real game changer, diving deep into ERP systems. Then Phase 4 is the analytics layer where the magic really happens. And it all wraps up in Phase 5 with practical AI and automation.
Let's just zoom in on Phase 3 for a second. The focus here is on ERP systems. And we're not talking theory. We're talking about understanding how finance actually runs end-to-end inside a major corporation using the exact systems they use, like SAP and Oracle. This skill alone is incredibly valuable.
And then there's Phase 4, the business data and analytics layer. This right here, this is the core of the whole transformation. This is where you learn things like SQL and Power BI, so you're not just reporting numbers anymore, you're analyzing them, visualizing them, and telling a compelling story. This is the skill that separates a doer from a decision influencer.
Finally, when it comes to AI, the program's promise is simple. No hype, just practical skills. It focuses on things you can actually use on the job. Think invoice automation, forecasting, using AI for audits. These are real-world applications, not just buzzwords. So, after going through all 5 phases, what's the end goal? Well, the entire point is to launch a sustainable, future-proof career in corporate finance. Let's take a look at what that actually means.
You're not just being prepared for a single job title. This kind of curriculum opens doors to a whole range of high-demand roles, everything from a finance executive or an MIS analyst to a business analyst or even an ERP functional executive. These are the jobs that companies are hiring for right now.
I also think it's important that they're very transparent about career support. They offer placement assistance, not a guarantee, which sets really realistic expectations. The philosophy is pretty clear. They give you all the tools and support, but it's your own effort that's going to land you the job.
And that assistance is really comprehensive. We're talking mock interviews, rewriting your resume for the corporate world, specific prep for M&C interviews, networking sessions with HR professionals, and you even get access to a lifetime alumni group. It's a full support system.
The program is also offered in 3 different tracks to fit different needs. You've got the standard track with the full course. Then there's a pro track that adds internships and live projects, which is great if you're laser focused on placement. And they even have a dedicated weekend track for working professionals who want to upskill without quitting their job. Which really brings us to the final question, and it pretty much sums up everything we've talked about. In the economy of 2026 and beyond, the choice is becoming clearer every single day. So, will you be someone who can just account for what's already happened, or will you be the person who can execute, analyze, and help shape what happens next? The choice really is yours.